Hey guys, welcome to another radio video, and this is a video for the Icom IC R8500. Now maybe you've looked at the other videos on how to hook up your radio to your computer. Once all is done, once everything is done, what you actually need to check is you need some information, because either you have, like me, that USB to serial stuff, or maybe you have already a COM port in your computer. Basically these ports have settings and they have to match correctly to communicate together. One of the biggest problems people have when they try to use their computer and the radio is a mismatch of the communications information. So if you're in Windows, the first thing you would need to do is actually go into your control panel. So I'll show you here with my computer. Sorry if it's not top shape. So what you need to do is, for example, here I go into my device, my control panel right here on the start screen, and I'll go into the system icon. So you'll need to find that system icon and find your device manager. So device manager is the place where you need to go. What you will actually need to find in the device manager right here, if we go to the bottom, you see COM and LPT. There's a little arrow at the left of this, and you'll click on it and you'll see here it says prolific USB to serial COM port COM4. That is the very important information, COM4, and you'll put that down on a little piece of paper that your computer is on COM4. If you don't have, for example, this is mine is a prolific USB to serial, but if you have a direct serial connection, then it will say simply serial port, and it will say COM 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on what you use. So it could be COM4, it can be another COM port. Try to find that information because it's really useful. Now, if you don't know what COM port your computer has, all is not lost. Since it cannot be, COM 99, usually it's anywhere between COM 1 and COM 6 or 7. So the choice will be 4, 5, 6, 7 different choices. So one thing you can do is, once you'll hook up the radio to it, some software have the automatic detection. So what they'll do is actually try all COM ports and find the one that is working. And another thing that you can do is actually manually choose each COM port one by one until you find the one that works. So all is not lost if you don't know how to find that information, but try to get it. Often when you install, for example, when I installed my serial to USB adapter, you have that little window that says, installing new hardware. Well, when I installed it, I actually noticed that in that little window that says that it was installing, it told me what COM port was installing. So, keep an eye on all that is being shown on your screen when you install, because you have lots of information there. So that's the first thing to do. Try to find out what is the COM port in your computer. You need it. You need that information for the computer control software that you'll be using. Second, your radio has settings. So I'll go to the front panel of the radio here, and sorry if I'm a little moving a lot. Here we go. We're in the radio settings. If your radio's turned on, what you'll need to do is actually turn it off. So it'll press a power button. Before turning it on, you will hold that sleep button. Here it says, you know, sleep. You hold it and you press power. You'll notice your radio is in a different mode here. Instead of showing frequencies, it will show you some information here. And to change that information, you have to use that little button on the bottom right of your radio, which is used generally to change memory channels. You will use this button to change the information on your screen. So if I turn it around, you will notice that here it changes the information I have on my display. So let's go and look closer to the display. What you will need for information now. You will need to know what is the baud rate. Here it says 19,200 CIV baud. I think 19,200 is a great setting. If it's a little slower or a little, it doesn't really matter too much. The quantity of information sent for computer control is very limited, so I don't think, even if the baud rate is a little lower, I don't think it will change much the connection and the response of your computer. I personally put it to the maximum available in the radio, which is 19,200. So that is the baud rate. If you want to change the baud rate, use the tuning dial here. The tuning dial button will actually change. You can see here 96, 48, 1200, 300, or you can have automatic. If you don't want to mess around with the settings, turn your dial button, put it to 19,200, which is the maximum speed available to the radio, and you'll be okay. Now, first you needed your COM port. I personally have COM 4. I put it down on a little piece of paper. Second of all, 19,200. I will also write that down on a little piece of paper right under the COM port. Because you will need the speed. It needs to match. You cannot mismatch the speed between the computer and the radio, or it doesn't work. Second of all, you will again change that by using the button at the lower right once again, and you will need to check CIV ADDR, which is CIV address. It says 4AH. You do need that information also. Some software have it automatically set up. Some don't. In some cases you will need to enter it manually. So on your piece of paper you should have the COM port, the baud rate, and now the address for AH. All Icom 8500s are on 4AH. That's kind of a universal address for the Icom IC R8500. So you've got all that information jotted down on a piece of paper: baud rate, address, and the COM port of your computer. Now you're ready to actually set up your software for computer control. The next videos will show you with different pieces of software that I will actually try to find. There will be one with AM Radio Deluxe. I'll try to find a TK8500, which seems to be popular. And look at the videos. Depending on the piece of software you'll be installed, I'll try to make a video with all the different types that are available for computer control. I personally enjoy and really find AM Radio Deluxe being a cool piece of software to control your radio. Version 5 is free of charge. Unfortunately, starting at version 6, they are actually asking for it's becoming a paid version. But if you can get version 5, it's still free of charge and works really well. And it has lots of bells and whistles. So review this video again if you have missed out on something. Keep in mind that at the end of this video you should have a piece of paper with 3 pieces of information on it: the COM port of your computer, the baud rate of your radio, and the CIV address, which is for AH in the case of my Icom. Once that is done, you can close your radio and you can power it back on. You know the settings are right. All you'll need to do now is actually set up your computer software, which is the next step on our videos. Hope you enjoy these videos. If you have any comments, questions, let us know. We'll try to answer any questions. And of course, if you have any requests, you can also ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You have 2 ways to ask questions. You can put it publicly under the video. And keep in mind, there are no stupid questions. If you're asking yourself a question, chances are lots of people out there are asking the same question. And of course, if you don't want to put it public, you can actually send me a private message on YouTube where you'll be able to send me directly the question, and I'll answer the question directly, personally to you. So now we have lots of information. We know how to hook up the radio. We know how to get that little piece of paper with 3 pieces of info. Now we'll need to hook up the pieces, the software in your computer, and have it control the radio. And with a little luck, it should work fine if you do things right. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this series of videos. And 73.